You are sitting on your couch on a Tuesday night. You are tired. You see a notification that your streaming service bill just hit. Then another. Then an app for meditation you haven't opened in 11 months. You tell yourself you will cancel them next week. But next week becomes next month. And next month becomes never. Here is the hidden problem. It is not the $5. It is not the $15. The problem is that you have trained your brain to ignore small, recurring outflows. Your brain has a cognitive bias called the default effect. If a payment is automatic and small, your mind categorizes it as irrelevant. It becomes background noise. But finance is not movie. The villain is not the one big expense. The villain is the noise. Here is the harsh truth. You are not keeping these subscriptions because you use them. You are keeping them because canceling requires a decision, and your brain hates decisions. It prefers the comfort of the status quo, even when the status quo is slowly bleeding you dry. The fix is simple, but it requires intentional discomfort. Open your bank statement right now. Scroll past the last 7 days. Look at the last 3 months. Every single recurring charge that does not directly improve your life in the next 7 days must be canceled. Do not keep a subscription for the person you wish you were. Keep it for the person you actually are. That is the difference between comfort and growth. 2. The treat yourself trap. You had a hard day, a very hard day. Your boss was unfair. The commute was terrible, and you feel a deep internal emptiness that you cannot name. So you stop for a coffee, or you order takeout, or you buy a small candle. You tell yourself you deserve it. You tell yourself it is self-care. This is the most dangerous habit on this list, not because of the price, but because of psychology. You have linked spending with emotional regulation. When you feel pain, you spend. When you feel boredom, you spend. When you feel loneliness, you spend. The item is irrelevant. What you are actually buying is a temporary escape from your own feelings. Here is a harsh truth. You do not deserve a reward for surviving a normal Tuesday. Survival is the baseline. When you reward yourself for every small difficulty, you train your brain to create more difficulties so it can get more rewards. You are not healing yourself. You are bribing yourself. The fix is uncomfortable. The next time you feel the urge to treat yourself, pause. Do not act. Just sit with a feeling for 60 seconds. Ask yourself one question. Am I buying this, or am I running away from something? If you are running, no amount of spending will get you to safety. Only stillness will. 3. Paying the lazy tax. You forgot to return that shirt. It does not fit. It is sitting on your chair. You see it every day. But returning it means printing a label. It means going to the post office. So you keep it. $30 gone. You forgot to cancel the free trial. $40 gone. You paid the late fee on your credit card because you missed the due date by 2 hours. $25 gone. You call this forgetfulness. I am calling it what it is. The lazy tax. The hidden problem is not your memory. The problem is that you do not value your own time enough to protect your own money. You are willing to work an hour for your boss, but you are not willing to spend 15 minutes to reclaim $30. That is a logical failure. Here is the truth. The universe does not care if you are tired. The bank does not care if you had a long week. The lazy tax is a wealth transfer from the distracted to the disciplined. Every time you choose convenience over action, you are paying a poor person's fee. The fix is a mental shift. Start seeing every small administrative task as a paid job. If returning an item saves you $40 and it takes 20 minutes, you just earned $120 an hour. Would you ignore that paycheck? No. Stop ignoring it. Handle the small task the moment you see it. Do not give a home in your later pile. Later is where money goes to die. 4. The grocery store hypnosis. You walk into the grocery store for milk. You leave 45 minutes later with 3 bags of things you did not plan for. A fancy cheese, a box of crackers, a drink you saw on Instagram. You tell yourself it is just groceries. Everyone needs to eat, but this is not about food. This is about decision fatigue. Grocery stores are engineered by psychologists. The layout, the colors, the music, the placement of the candy at the checkout. It is all designed to bypass your prefrontal cortex and speak directly to your impulsive limbic system. You are not shopping. You are being. The harsh truth is this. If you enter a grocery store without a strict list and a full stomach, you have already lost. You are not smarter than the team of behavioral scientists who designed the aisle. You are a predictable animal, and they are counting on it. The fix is boring, but it works. Eat before you shop. Write a list on paper, not on your phone. And here's the rule that changes everything. If it is not on the list, you do not touch it, not even once. Because the moment you touch it, the ownership bias kicks in. It becomes yours. And letting go of it becomes painful. Do not start the negotiation. Just walk past. 5. The status signal. You are at dinner with friends. They order cocktails. They talk about their new headphones, their new shoes. And suddenly your current phone feels old. Your jacket feels cheap. You are not hungry for food anymore. You are hungry for quality. So you spend. You tell yourself you wanted the item, but you did not. You wanted the feeling of not being behind. This is identity-based spending. You are not buying a watch. You are buying the feeling of being the kind of person who owns a watch. You are not buying a car. You are buying the reaction you hope to see on other people's faces. Here is the brutal truth. No one is thinking about you as much as you think they are. Your friends are too worried about their own status signals to notice yours. You are spending money to impress people who are not paying attention. That is not social proof. That is social delusion. The fix is a deep mental separation. Before any non-essential purchase, ask this question. If no one ever saw me wearing or using this, would I still want it? If the answer is no, you're not buying a product. You are buying identity. And identities that can be bought are never worth keeping. 6. The one-day fantasy. You have a dream. You want to start a business. You want to invest. You want to move to a new city. But you are waiting for the right moment, waiting for more confidence, waiting until you have paid off that one small debt. You tell yourself you are being responsible. You are not being responsible. You are using delay as a disguise for fear. The hidden problem is risk aversion disguised as preparation. Your brain is afraid of failure, so it creates an infinite list of prerequisites. Learn more. Save more. Wait until January. Wait until Monday. These prerequisites are not real. They are walls you have built to protect your ego. Here's the truth. You will never feel ready. The feeling of readiness is a myth sold to people who never start. The rich get rich not because they have less fear. They get rich because they act while they are still afraid. The fix is immediate. Pick one small action toward your goal that takes less than 10 minutes. Do it today, not tomorrow. Today. Momentum is not a feeling. Momentum is a series of tiny, uncomfortable actions. Start one and watch how the fear shrinks. 7. Saving what is left. You get paid. You pay your bills. You buy what you need. You buy what you want. And then, if anything is left, you save it. Usually, nothing is left. You tell yourself you will save more when you earn more. This is the most common failure pattern in personal finance, and it is a failure sequence. The psychology here is simple. Human beings are wired to consume first. We are opportunistic animals. If the money is in the checking account, your brain sees it as available. Available means spendable. You are asking your willpower to fight against millions of years of evolutionary biology, and you are losing. The harsh truth is that you do not have a saving problem. You have a sequence problem. You are trying to save the leftovers of a feast you have already eaten. There are never leftovers. The fix is mechanical, not motivational. Pay yourself first. The moment your salary hits your account, before rent, before groceries, before anything, you move a fixed percentage to a separate account. 10%, 5%, even 1%. It does not matter. What matters is the order. When saving becomes the first bill you pay, your brain stops seeing it as optional. It becomes a necessity, and you will adjust your spending to match what is left. You always do. 8. The debt roller coaster. You pay off your credit card. You feel amazing, clean, free. You swear you will never carry a balance again. Then, 3 weeks later, the balance is back. You do not even remember what you bought. You feel shame. You pay it off again. The cycle repeats. This is not a math problem. This is a compulsion loop. The hidden problem is that debt gives you a temporary illusion of abundance. When you swipe a card, you feel the pleasure of the purchase without the pain of the payment. The pain is delayed, and your brain is terrible at understanding delayed consequences. To your primitive mind, a delayed pain is not a real pain. Here is the truth you need to hear. If you keep using credit to fund a lifestyle you cannot afford with cash, you are not managing cash flow. You are borrowing happiness from your future self, and your future self is already tired. Stop stealing from them. The fix is radical. Cut the physical card. Do not delete it from your phone. Cut the plastic. For 90 days, use only debit or cash. You need to reconnect the act of spending with the reality of losing. You need to feel the subtraction in real time. That feeling is your teacher. Do not numb it. 9. The cheap mistake. You buy the cheapest shoes. They fall apart in 2 months. You buy the lowest quality tool. It breaks. You hire the cheapest contractor. They do bad work. You celebrate how much you saved, but you saved nothing. This is a poverty mindset disguised as frugality. The psychology here is a failure to understand total cost of ownership. You look at the price tag, but you are ignoring the replacement cost, the time cost, and the emotional cost of owning things that do not work. Being cheap is expensive. It always has been. The harsh truth is that wealthy people do not buy cheap things. They buy durable things. They pay for quality because they value their time and their peace of mind. You are not saving money by buying a $50 pair of boots 5 times. You are spending $250 and wearing uncomfortable boots for 2 years. The fix is a simple filter. Before you buy the cheapest option, ask yourself, how many times will I use this? If you will use it more than 10 times, buy the version that lasts. Pay the fair price. Your future self will not remember the $20 you saved. They will remember the frustration of a broken tool. 10. The financial secrecy. Your partner does not know how much you owe. Your friends do not know how much you earn. You hide the statements. You laugh off questions about money. You tell yourself it is private. You tell yourself it is no one's business. But deep down, you know the truth. You are hiding because you are ashamed. The hidden problem is that financial secrecy prevents accountability. When no one knows your numbers, you have no external reason to change. Your brain takes advantage of this darkness. It is easy to overspend when no one is watching. It is easy to stay broke when the only person judging you is you, and you are very good at making excuses for yourself. Here is the truth. Secrecy protects the habit, not the person. The moment you speak your numbers out loud to a trusted person, the shame loses its power. The problem becomes real, and real problems can be solved. Imaginary problems cannot. The fix is terrifying but necessary. Tell one person the exact truth about your finances, your debt, your savings, your spending. Do not edit. Do not minimize. Just speak it. You will feel exposed, and then you will feel free, because you cannot change what you refuse to name. 11. The arrival fallacy. You believe that once you have a certain amount of money, you will finally feel safe. Once you reach the number, once you buy the house, once you hit the goal, then you will be happy. Then you will relax. This is the most sophisticated trap of all, because it is invisible. The arrival fallacy is the belief that reaching a financial target will change who you are. But here is the brutal, quiet truth. If you are anxious with $10,000, you will be anxious with $100,000. If you are insecure with a small apartment, you will be insecure with a large house. Money does not change your psychology. It amplifies it. The harsh truth is that you are using the future to escape the present. You tell yourself you are broke because you do not have enough. But the real reason you feel broke is because you have not learned to be content with enough. And until you learn that, no number in your bank account will ever feel like enough. The fix is not financial. It is philosophical. Every single day, you must practice gratitude for what you already have, not as a spiritual platitude, as a tactical weapon against the scarcity mindset. When you feel the lack, name 3 things you already own that work perfectly. Your phone, your shoes, your health. The goal is not to stop wanting more. The goal is to stop needing more to feel whole. We have covered 11 habits. But they are not 11 separate problems. They are all symptoms of one root cause. You have outsourced your financial decisions to your emotional brain. You spend to feel better. You delay to feel safer. You hide to feel less ashamed. Every single habit we discuss today is a coping mechanism for a feeling you do not want to have. And as long as you use money to manage your emotions will manage your money. Here is a powerful reframe. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are human. Your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do. It is seeking comfort, avoiding pain, and following the crowd. But evolution does not care if you build wealth. Evolution only cares if you survive until tomorrow. Wealth requires you to do the opposite of what feels natural. It requires you to sit in discomfort, to delay the reward, to look at the numbers even when they are ugly, to act before you feel ready. So here is your decision point. You can continue to let your feelings drive your spending. It will feel easier today, but it will feel much harder 5 years from now. Or you can choose to feel the discomfort today. You can close the subscriptions. You can make the list. You can tell someone the truth. And you can watch as your bank account slowly, quietly, begins to reflect the discipline you chose. The choice is not about money. The choice is about who you want to be. Close the script. Open your banking app and begin